are just going to keep coming to the council.
Good.
But I told them they need to, not really, but we're looking at maybe this. But we'd have to do another site plan with DCNR. And I told them they have to have some skin in the game. So,
I hear you.
over towards 16th Street, because we had planned to put some additional baseball fields and soccer fields, so instead of the one baseball field, since no one's using it for baseball, it just goes in like these cycles.
Okay.
They'll use the heck out of this
I think so.
soccer, and then it'll be baseball, and then...
Council, Mayor, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to welcome you all to City Council meeting, June 23rd. And I ask you to all rise. We're going to start with a moment of silence in remembrance of Raymond Corr, and then followed by the prayer and pledge of allegiance. So if you would join me.
Let us.
I wanted to say something.
Yeah, go ahead, Mayor. If you just want to reflect on who Raymond Corr was and what all he
Yes.
did, that would be great.
So Raymond, and we all know him as Ramey, he was 83 when he passed away on Sunday, June 8th, and he was the husband of Peggy, with whom he celebrated 61 wonderful years together with. Their anniversary was actually on June 6th. He was born in Lebanon on July 8th, 1941, and he was a long-time and well-known crossing guard for almost 25 years for the city of Lebanon. His crossing was 8th and Chestnut. He also worked at Hershey Park for 25 years. Ramey was a member of Holy Trinity Lutheran Church, where he was a member of the Lutheran Brotherhood, and he served as an usher. He had been an assistant scout leader for Boy Scout Troop 8. He had been a firefighter and was a longtime fire policeman, and he also served as a Lebanon High School band parent. And one thing that I remember, not most about Ramey, but was his dedication to anything that he did. In September of 2022, he was on his way home. He walked everywhere. He didn't drive. He was walking home from a Friday night football game, and he got hit by a car, and he fractured a bone in his neck. And I'm like, well, he's 81 at that point. There's no way he's coming back. And it was just a few weeks. He was back on the job. And I'm like, Ramey, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, Mayor, I got to do my crossing. I got to do my crossing. So he was such a kind soul, and he's definitely going to be missed, you know, not only by the city of Lebanon and the police and fire, but, you know, all the students and the parents. And he was just a wonderful man, and I know where he is. So thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, for that reflection, and thank you all for joining in that. Yeah, and condolences again to the family. So,
Let us pray. God, we thank you for the opportunity to meet here tonight to discuss the city's business. We ask for your wisdom and guidance, for understanding. I also ask tonight that you watch over our first responders. And in the Middle East tonight, our service members are under fire. And I ask that you watch out for them and their families as well. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
See those reflexes?
thank you, Joe. Cheryl, if you could please call the roll.
Mrs. Hados? Here. Mr. McGuire?
Here.
Mr. Morales?
Here.
Mr. Potash?
Here.
Chairman Martin?
Here. You've all received the minutes for May 27th, 2025's council meeting. Does council at this time have any corrections or deletions for the minutes? Okay, hearing none, the minutes will stand. Next, we have our budget report for January 1st through May 31st, 2025. And I will pass this off to the mayor.
Thank you. With about 42% of the budget year completed, revenues are at 59%. Expenditures are not quite 33%, so we are performing better than budgeted in both categories.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
Do I have any questions from council for the mayor regarding the budget report for this time? Okay. And from the press? And anyone in attendance have a question regarding the budget report? All right. We have two communications for tonight. The first is Mayor Sherry L. Capello informing council of the appointment of Rafael Arvelo Castillo to the City of Lebanon Planning Commission to fill the unexpired term of James Farron, and this term is effective June 4th, 2025. This represents District 5, and the term expires July 26, 2026. So, Mayor, if you could give us a synopsis.
Sure. So the Planning Commission is an advisory board. They guide the use, development, and subdivision of lands in the city. And the commission consists of 7 members in 5 planning districts. And we must have at least 1 member representing each district. Raphael would represent District 5, which is in the southwest section of the city. Raphael, who is here this evening, is an experienced business professional in the tech and telecommunication industry, both in the United States and abroad. He currently is a renewal manager for Cisco Systems. He holds a marketing degree and an MBA from the Technological Institute of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. I want to welcome you, Raphael. Thank you for agreeing to serve.
Thank you, Mayor. And thank you, Raphael, for stepping into this position. I know that you're well qualified and will step into this and give 100 and as much energy, 100% and more into whatever work comes your way. So much appreciated. But any questions or comments from council at this time for the mayor? Okay. And from the press and from the public. All right. Our second communication for tonight, Mayor Sherry L. Capello informing council of the appointment of Captain Eric Sims to the Police Pension Fund Board to fill the unexpired term of Chief Brett Fisher, effective June 4th, 2025, and this term expires January 5th, 2026. So, Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this board consists of 7 members, the mayor, 3 residents of the city, 3 members of the Bureau of Police who are active members, and Chief Fisher retired. So we're filling his term until expiration on January 5th of next year.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
And we appreciate Captain Sims stepping into this. So, any questions from council on this appointment? Okay, and from the press? And from the public? All right. Well, that brings us to the end of this short, formal, for our short agenda for tonight. At this time, I'm going to open the floor to the mayor, to council for any items of interest for the public. So, Mayor, looks like you have something.
I do. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, of course, July 4th, we all know what happens in the city on July 4th. So we are once again having our fireworks display in Coleman Memorial Park. And the Board of Trustees has graciously sponsored the Lebanon Community Concert Band once again this year. And they'll be starting a little bit before 8 o'clock, I think 7:45-ish. And they will play up until the time of the fireworks, which is usually, we always say 9 o'clock, but it has to wait until it's usually like 10 after 9. But I tell people 9 so that they're there when it starts, because you don't want to be walking among the people as the display is going off. So we're expecting another great fireworks display by Fantastic Fireworks out of Maryland, and they do an awesome job. They take a lot of safety protocols and put them in place, so we're very extremely pleased with them. The other thing that I wanted to bring up is every year we have concerns with private owners putting fireworks up into the air. And I just wanted to remind folks that I know they're fun to do, but aerial fireworks are not permitted at all in the city of Lebanon because of our density and other things. So the only type of fireworks that we allow would be novelty fireworks, those like ground bloom flowers, the paper tank and other vehicles, snakes, snaps, sparklers. So any type of ground novelties, those are permitted to be set off in the city of Lebanon. But anything that goes up in the air, it would be too dangerous. If you remember a few years back, we had a terrible fire that basically destroyed a huge part of CSR and caused some other problems. So, you know, it's just, they are not the right conditions to set off aerial fireworks. So please, please, please do not set off aerial fireworks in the city of Lebanon. Thank you. You can go somewhere else, out into the country somewhere, go to a friend's house, you know, come to this fireworks display. And
Mayor, maybe we want to mention in reference to next year's fireworks. There's
Sure.
already some
sure.
rumors
So-
and misinformation.
Okay, very good point, Mr. Vice Chair. So next year, for just 1 year only 1 year, just next year in 2026, because there's a lot of rumors, because it is our country's 250th anniversary of our independence, we are going to be displaying the fireworks at the Expo Center. The 250th Anniversary Committee has asked that all municipalities in Lebanon County come together and celebrate our anniversary, our 250th anniversary, as one big family at the Expo Center. We are in the midst of planning all of the fun, awesome activities for the celebration. We're going to have people dressed up in that era, you know, costumes. We're going to have games from back in the day, hopefully animals from back at that time period. A whole bunch of things that we're planning. I don't want to give away any surprises, but we're finalizing all those things, food trucks, music. It's going to be great, but we're just going to hold the fireworks, and we're going to try and fundraise even more money so that it's in even bigger display than what we traditionally have at Coleman Memorial Park. So again, only for next year will the city fireworks be held at the Expo Center, and then in 2027, it will return to Coleman Memorial Park. Because I know there was confusion because people thought we were permanently moving it there, and that's not the case. It's only because of our 250th celebration. Thank you.
Mayor. Thank you for running through the safety protocols. I was hoping that would come up again, the regulations within the city. It's never fun to see such destruction from accidents like that happened a couple years ago. So we'll love to see us get through unscathed again. So. But yeah, also looking forward to keep hearing a little tidbits here and there of what next year's display is going to look like. And I can imagine if we, all the municipalities and county, if we pull together, it's going to be a worthwhile display. So, and you know,
that is our
looking
hope.
forward to, yeah, and looking forward to always, like always, I sit up on Lehman Street with my family and watch the Coleman Park display. I was going to catch that and write that down. I always forget. What time did you say the band starts at Coleman Park?
7:45.
7:45. Let me write that down before I forget again. Any questions or thoughts at this time from council, more about fireworks or anything else for public interest?
I do have some.
Okay. Joe?
All right. Two items, Mayor. One, a few weeks back we had a shooting in the city, and I wanted to commend the police department for, I believe, it less than 3 hours from the time of the shooting until the time of the apprehension of a suspect. The captain's not here tonight, but I wanted to
I'll pass it along.
congratulate the department well-deserved
Yeah.
attaboy for that, so.
Yeah, I agree. We have a great police department. I'm very proud of them.
The second item, I want to take off my city council hat and put on my emergency management coordinator hat. As everyone knows, it's hot out there, and the city has opened a warming shelter here. The lobby is open. Will be, if you know of someone that needs to cool down, they can come into the building here. The library is always a place where you can go to cool off, as well as the YMCA. So. And I will ask that during this time, we're looking at this heat through, I guess, Wednesday into Thursday, these extreme temperatures. I would ask that you watch out for those around you, your neighbors, and especially the elderly. It's a great time to go over or go out and knock on a door, see how they're doing, make sure that everything's working. Today I got a phone call. There was a visiting physician, I'm going to say, that visited a home in the city and noticed it was an elderly couple, and the husband, he's in rough shape. He was in bed. He's struggling with some illnesses, and she noticed that the air conditioner, or there was an air conditioner, but it was sitting on a chair, and she asked the woman, she said she can't get it in the window. Luckily, this woman also, as an emergency manager, contacted the city and the county, and I then got a call, and I got the call and decided, myself and my partner, Anna, we thought, let's go put this air conditioner in. So we headed over to North 9th Street and put the air conditioner in, got it working, and we're hoping they're cool tonight. But I don't bring this story up for any attaboys. I bring it up to ask the public, and especially our representatives from the media, this is a time where we really need to look out for each other, and look out, again, for those that with limited means, and make sure they're okay. It's a good time to be a better community. So, thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Anything else from council this evening? Okay. Any questions or anything at this time from the press? And I'll open the floor now to the public. If you have anything of public interest and you'd like to come up to the podium and share, now would be your time. All right. Yep. All right. You might have to turn that microphone on. There's a power button on the back. Just press it once, and it should power right up.
Press and hold. Just for a little, hold it for a second, and it should come on.
There's a little screen on the back there, too. It might indicate whether it's on or muted.
We should have that thing.
Light came on.
There we go. You got it.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, good to be here. I have a great concern. I live right
Sir,
here.
if you could give name and
Oh,
address.
My name is Arnold Rowe. I live at 506 Canal Street. I've lived here for about 6 years. It's a great city, although I'm seeing things that are happening more and more, and it's very dangerous. These electric bikes are these people are riding them all very crazy, darting in and out of traffic. I don't think we're going to see less of these bikes. We're going to see more of them. And I've had personally close calls ever since I got here, but all of a sudden I got like 2 in 45 days. And I'm not even mad at them. If I was 20 years old, nothing's cooler than being a ninja on a bike riding around, but it's very dangerous. And it's a matter of safety, and it's a matter of the law. I share the road with bikes. People on bicycles don't act like this. They are very aware of how vulnerable they are to a vehicle 10 times their size. These people on these electric bikes get up to 55 miles an hour. That's enough to get on the freeway. It's a concern for me because I've already had 2 close calls just since it got warm out. And I've seen it happen dozens of times. I think it's a matter of safety, it's a matter of law, and it's also for the city council, it might be a matter of liability. It needs to be addressed with either PSAs at the schools. I don't think it's actually students. I do think it's 18 to 30-year-olds that own these bikes. But PSAs at the schools, and they need to be given tickets or warnings. I'm not really mad at them, but it's very scary when they zip in front of your car and you got to squeal your brakes out of nowhere, and you don't hear them, you don't see them until they're right in front of you. It's just a big concern, not just for myself. I was talking to my neighbors, several people, in fact, everyone without exception that I've mentioned this to has had the same situation happen. I don't know if anybody has been hit by these. I'm sure that it has happened. I'm worried someone's going to get killed. And I'd hate to be the person to bear the guilt when it's not my fault and they zip out in front of my car from a blind alley, silent, at 50 miles an hour. It's a big concern. Thank you for hearing me.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that. I mean, I don't disagree with you at all. It's a nuisance is one aspect, but then also the safety issue none of us want to have on our conscience. Being involved with an accident, which obviously if we're in our vehicles, which I always am, we are the bigger vehicles. So I am a fan of them as far as a inexpensive means of transportation, but I do know that our vehicular law does cover, you know, the aspect it's...
I don't see
well,
any
and I'll let-
lights or reflectors, and they wear black. That's how they do it.
Yeah.
I get it. They're young people. They want to have fun, but they have to have reflectors. They have to obey the law. They have to follow the rules of the road, and I think that they should have lights on them also. They're a motor vehicle, not a bicycle. They should have safety requirements. They can get on the freeway at 55 miles an hour. They should have headlights.
Yeah.
They should
No,
be
there
using them.
definitely are, yeah, there definitely are regulations, and it is an issue. So, Mayor, it looks like you have a thought here.
So we had a huge
Before
issue.
someone gets killed.
Yes. So it kind of comes in waves, although it never completely goes away. And I think, like you said, once that warmer weather and no rain, they're like, come out of the woodwork and everybody's on these bikes. And we have certain things that we can do, but we don't chase them because it's too dangerous. But we do have other tools that we've used in the past which have worked to help deter it. So I will talk to the captain. We were just actually talking about this 2 weeks ago. We have to work in partnership with another law enforcement agency to do what we have in mind, so we're kind of at their mercy as to when they can do it. But that is something that we, of course, will look into, because I totally agree with you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
And
Thank you for
I'm a fan of
coming.
them, and I think we're going to only see more of them.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to share the road, but they got to share the road too.
Exactly. And they must obey the motor vehicle code, and that's what they don't do. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Any other items from the public? Okay. It's a quiet night, so. Do I have a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. All right, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming. I will see you next month. Take care.
Wake up, everybody.
Say, last month I ripped mine right off the thing.
Meeting was so good we had to have a mic drop.